Venus just asked me, perhaps for just 1 minute out of the day, it might be of value to torture yourself with thoughts like, I should be doing a hell a lot more with my life than I am, because I'm so damn talented. But remember, just for 1 minute out of the day, with all the rest of your time, it would be best to try looking upon yourself more as God does, for He knows your true royal nature. God is never confused and sees only Himself in you. My dear, Venus just leaned down and asked me to tell you a secret, to confess. She's just a mirror who has been stealing your light and music for centuries. She knows as half is does, you're the soul, heir to the king. So, hello, welcome. I'm waiting for my guest to come. I hope this time we'll do it. And there is time to talk about the LOVELUTION again. It will be happen soon, 25th of May, when as many as possible souls will gather with one intention: to raise our vibration, to tune in our divine frequency. Lysa! Today I hope she can join us. Really special lady, my teacher, my mentor, Dr. Lysa Farmer. Lysa, where are you? This was the lady who opened my horizon with the sound healing work. Oh, there she goes. Lysa!
Me.
Thank God!
That's good.
Oh, you're already enlightened. Wow!
Yes. Let me turn off the other system. I'm sorry I'm late. I have a new computer system, and you have to redo every passport on the planet to get back into everything. So I'm re-sanctioned, re-passport, and totally excited to be.
Thank you, Lysa, for coming to my sonoric studio. I think and I feel you should be one of the first that I invited, because uh, you are the one who are completely enthusiastic me about the crystal balls. And as you see, Lysa in her background have a lot of crystal balls and instruments, and
My
she
whole
is
collection.
amazing. I already announced you. You are an amazing lady, and I still call you my teacher, because you said I should call you only my mentor, but I think you're my teacher, my friend, and I'm really happy that we can talk more about this project, because you know the power of the crystal sound, and you know the power what's happening when a lot of people is gathering with the same intention to tune in our divine frequency. So
Yes. And it's pleasure to be here with you and to be with your audience. And I want to acknowledge you for, I'm going to cry because it's so special what you're putting together as a project, and it's so authentic, and it's so you. And when you're in this space that you're asking others to come in and join with and to co-create in this space, then there's so much free energy that's just so beautiful that's already flowing. Um, and I want to acknowledge you for having the courage to do this, especially at this point in time, we would think where we find ourselves on different levels of evolution right now, that this would be like really normal, what you're trying to do. And to work out after so many different progressions have taken place, and we had different deadlines that have been up for us, and different systems, if it's the Maya calendar or old other different forms of energy that is saying we should do this then and do that then. And we find out that none of this has manifested in a way that a lot of people expected it to. And they're moving out of their heart frequencies again because they're disappointed. And so I think what you're trying to do to bring people back into a love-volution is something that is so special and so important, because this is where we need to feel ourselves. It's no longer a mental game of who's the most erleuchtete, the most enlightened in all the land, in all the world, in all the dimensions. It's about being in these physical bodies and letting your physical body feel love. That's one of the most important things to do as well, because without that, it's going to be difficult to be able to manifest and maintain this high frequency of love that we already are, but to be able to share it with other people and to open us up to being vulnerable. So I thank you for giving me the opportunity, as you being my friend, and a colleague and somebody I very, very value. So it's a pleasure for me to be here.
Thank you. So even I'm more like a fan of live events. I'm really grateful to these new technologies we have, because I have really good microphones, because this the sound is really so sensitive and so sensible. Like it's hard to transmit it through these virtual machines and computers. But if you have a good headphones, that means that you can really get almost same that because there is no borders for energy, and there is no borders for frequency, and we are all talking to frequencies. And I'm learning also now, if we have our dreams and our goals and they're vibrating because they're something nice thing to do, they're vibrating on really high frequency. And if we operating in our life in low frequency, we could never achieve our dreams and goals. And that is really good reason, because this sound is so special and can enter the subconscious mind and reprogram us and tune us to our divine frequency, because we were born with everything, and this is our role. And everyone who will participate his role in this revolution to there's no one come to save us, and we are in really living in special times when we need awaken and people who can think like independent people, free people, and that is the sound everything is doing with us. So it's really, I with these 12 years, and you are even more years in the sound, you can experience really many very interesting things what's happening with us and with all the people we are dealing with, because sound is, I think, the most powerful tool we have on the planet. So it's, why don't we use it? And that is my mission, to spread it. That is because it's this donation for the project is really symbolic, so anybody can afford it, and spread it, because my goal is to touch as many hearts as possible to do, because when we gather the energy, everything is possible to happen, all the miracles we want. So
That's true. And to me, what I love about sound as a lifestyle and a sound as tool is that we're also, as long as we live and breathe, we are rhythmic beings. And so what's really important for us right now also, because everybody's in all different places, the whole last year, the scenarios, I'll just call them that for now, Big Brother watching you or not, all of those things that we've been going through, and everybody's at an individual level in their level of transcendence, which to me is a much better word than ascension or enlightenment, because to transcend something is also giving an activity that needs to be taken, that I have to do it from within me and redefine my context of love and being, and beingness, and being willing to share it. And so I find sound right now, it's so important because as a rhythmic being, we're in rhythms in much greater cycles. So we can keep finding our own standpoint and how to move forward best for us from that standpoint by listening to ourselves. And so there's just a couple of different things that are important to me in that context. The one is that sound is a lot of times very fast, but it picks people up. They don't feel like they're going to get like spiraled out someplace. It's quick, but it also gives you the time to catch up. And when you work with sound, or especially with different beautiful instruments, there's so many beautiful instruments that are available to help us move forward, to do the binaural that needs to be done, to reconnect, to balance out, especially if we're on computer and handies so much as we are now. We need to get things, tuned back up and everything working together again. So sound is a beautiful way to do that. And with a lot of the beautiful instruments that are out these days, when you release something and can integrate it so that it becomes live love action in yourself again, then it's the sound fills up any holes that are there, and it makes a beautiful process. And they have a process, for example, in Japan. I think it's called shintgua. I don't have the right pronunciation, maybe. It's something that we, as bowl players, should know as a tool, because in Japan, with this process, a broken bowl is something precious because they melt down gold and they fill the cracks. So for all you bowl players out there, you guys know what to do now. You go get your liquid gold and melt it down and fill the cracks up and repair your bowls, and then it's making it more precious. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things for us, is to be able, through sound, is to move out of the brokenness, to be willing to repair, and then be willing to share. So it's not making us, a lot of people, when they feel broken or fall down, they think they failed, but that belongs to living in a physical body. So the answer is always, how much am I willing to love my experience of being broken and repairing, and now being a new frequency, a new nadi in this great scheme of things.
And it's all about the perception. We can change the perception, and life can change immediately. And I love this because I encourage people not to resonate, because in collective field now it's so much different chaos and this schizophrenic energy. So not to stop resonate to the things and to start sonate, that it's on our agency, like tune into your divine frequency. That means that you start to sonate your own divine frequency, and that is the reason why you were born here, because we need each individual, individual human being to be in its own power and to be as most himself as possible, to
Yes.
make this change. Because I talked with one friend, and he said that they were to one on one workshop. They measured the level of the awareness on the world, and its ratio, it's keep coming up, it's becoming higher. And I truly believe this 100 monkey syndrome will happen, because that is the reason I'm doing that. Because with more and more awake people, and with people who are disconnect themselves from this collective unfree way of life, we can start to, because it's a beautiful planet. Otherwise, there is so much beautiful things here. And I truly believe that we will be still alive when that switch to higher frequency will be made. So
And to me, what's really important, because a lot of people, I have lots of different areas that I'm like responsible for that belong to my life plan and soul plan. So it's a very vast field of working with issues and topics and things like that. And one of the things I've noticed the most the last months is that people are missing the point about how important they are, that they do make a difference, and it's starting within. And sometimes it's just, if you don't have instruments at home, Gaia teaches voice and sound resonancy and sound healing through working with the voice. I do that. There's lots of other people out there who do the same things. But what you can do is just hum to yourself or find your own way of zooming. So there's lots of different things you can do that you immediately move back, that you move your whole level of consciousness into how you were born here, which we were born free. It's not just a movie, or if you're my age group, it was a television program back in the old days. But it's born, we were born free. And, right now there's a lot of things that are happening to see how far are you personally willing to have your freedom be taken from you. Where is your border? And sometimes it's about pushing back, and sometimes it's about being able to know within yourself, because you're listening to your own life success story through all of the sound you are in you, to be able just to flow out. And you
I
don't
like
have
this
to believe
saying, "Don't
everything
die
everybody
with the
knows.
music still inside." That's so nice.
Yeah.
So let's
And,
start.
and that's really important, because the music, we all have our own song, we have our own rhythm, we have our own, and everybody needs to do it. If there's something dissonant that comes up from someplace, well, there's going to be a pendant to make everything work together again. So everybody's being called really to find out what your own true music is within you again. And right now I'm working with a lot of different people at all different levels, which is not something, I don't mean it like snobbery or hierarchy, but we're developing at different levels right now, and have different things to do. But the one thing across the board I noticed, no matter male, female, any of the other genders that feel spoken to, no matter what the job is, age group, is that right now they're so tired. Since 1.5 years now, we keep hearing like the same 5 words on radio and TV. Our vocabulary has shrunken. The way the words are said, it's all magical, bad magic in that sense. I'm not talking about magical as a nice field now. It's trying to use power over other people. So they're using this as like a hypnotic field, to keep people in the space of staying out of tune with your own song, with your own rhythm. So right now I'm doing a lot of sound therapy and sound healing sessions and music therapy with people, even top managers, because they don't want to hear anymore all of this, the stuff that's been coming in for a year and a half. They want to look at their business, at their lives, at their emotions in a different way, in a different context. And that's where sound and the things that you do with moving people back into Levolution is so important, because you transpire through all of this when people just start listening to music, to sounds. It frees them up in a totally different way, to give a free room, a free space to start feeling more love and more compassionate towards themselves, and taking responsibility again.
Yeah, that's all are invited. 25th of May. Just click the link under our names. So it's a really small donation. I prepare a Facebook group. There we will be streaming in this Facebook group, and really I'm inviting you, both of us with Lysa. We are inviting you to to take your role in this evolution, because every human being is really important. So more more of souls that we will collect in this movement, I think sooner all the good things will happen on the planet, because now it's really like a really intense and really interest time. And as we know from fairy tales, the good is always winning. So I'm completely sure that that this planet is like a school, and we are like in the classroom, and we need to take the lesson and move. I'm in this water energy. I need to move. I need to go, not stop, because it's not good for water to stop. And that my purpose here, because otherwise I don't know what should I do here. So but there, without you there is no movement. So I hope you will join in a really huge time, because I will do this several times a year. So to start to collect more and more souls to participate. So
And there's lots of others sometimes, not to correct you in any way, because everybody has their own perspective. But sometimes, there's lots of other beautiful patterns that are stronger than the diamond as well. So it could be you want to move into some other kind of, because all crystal is so stable. It's all crystalline energy. The way every crystal is made, the SEO2 in itself is so stable and something that keeps creating. And so we see Mother Earth with all of the crystal structures that we have, creating always new things. So I think that's exciting too, instead of always like in the old language, we get stuck sometimes, because the diamond also has certain symbolic meanings, but it's always about polishing it and for it to be precious. And the thing is if we go back into some of the much other stones, I was looking to see what I have nearby, they have a stability of their own in their own way. So it's really about everybody deciding which kind of mineral maybe it is that you want to be here, because we're all the precious minerals this way. So it's about being able to free yourself, to be able to, you have your little nooks and crannies and this and that, and it's not being about this high carat, thing that you get stuck up there, and then you start hitting yourself and trashing yourself for not being good enough. So, and what they do with a lot of like diamonds too is they're always getting compared. If you go back into being your own kind of like different kind of fluorescent minerals and things like that, then there's no way to be able to put you into somebody else's packaging to make your gift more precious, because you're already semi-precious now, and the more you discover yourself, the more precious you're going to be.
yeah, and the sound is really so nice and gentle tool to do that. It's we have also now band in Slovene, but we will have songs in English. We actually, in one song we made on our word, because I feel with these new words that are coming, we need to create also new words for describing things.
Right.
And we have actually the song with words that my friend invented. So the whole band now, and it's going to be release of our first single song tomorrow.
Oh,
The-
cool.
yeah, and then we have already 6 more songs that we are rehearsal now. So our first concert for now will be on the Land Festival 21st of August already.
Okay, well, congratulations. You guys are doing
Yeah.
so much good work.
And
That's
it's also everything, because we decided that we will include these sounds. So there are crystal sounds, there are other instruments also in the music. So the song is really uplifting from the rhythm and music and the words and the lyrics, but also have this touch, special touch from my instruments. And I truly believe that it will raise vibration. That's gonna be like a new hit in Slovenia, because this for one is Slovenian language. So, and we start the movement. It's similar, and we can compare it to Lovelution. It's like Radam te, because in Slovenia we didn't have the words like "I like you" or "I love you." "I love
Okay.
you" is mostly used for intimate partners, but if we said like I like you or I love you in other way, that in Slovenian it's like I have you love, something like that, and we didn't like that because it's like possession of another
Okay.
person.
Yeah.
And we managed to say like I love you for friends or for everyone, for you can say that child, and we make a new word. So it's called Radam te, because Imam Terat, Imam means I have you love, and now Radam te means like I love you, I like you, like it's new word actually. So
Well,
this
super.
our movement, it's like Lovelution, it's same. And always I'm when I put this talking about the Lovelution, the song from Tracy Chapman. It's not
Okay. Yeah.
Revolution, it's only Lovelution, because love is always the answer to all the questions we have.
Yes, that's very true. And sometimes it's so hard to, because there's been so much stress over those words and so much wrong conceptions with it, and people feel so vulnerable to opening up to that again. But that's what it boils down to, is being able to stay in that space and provide that space for oneself, from one's whole soul development, to be more loving, more generous. Love is always something that's very clear. Love sets boundaries. It's not about being yourself, let walked all over. Those are the wrong love concepts, like falling in love. If you fall in love, you have to fall out of love, because that's a having, wanting to have something, and it's not about being, sharing, investing, and helping something to grow. So that's what I love about all the project works you guys are doing right now, especially you, that you're leading and taking a role in love leadership in a way, is to help people move back into the space of being willing to really give something from themselves, because that's what love is. It's growing something together. So you can use words of maybe like co-creation, but on the other hand, sometimes about being able to grow love together, that feels more active to me. People get to me a lot of times. A lot of people get stuck in old context, because there's certain words they've been used for so long in so many different ways that have so much abuse attached to them. So people always are feeling they're failing. And when you move back into wanting something to grow something together, then it has a different active and a different letting things grow leisure. And then it also includes in it this of being able to harvest together. So that's a really beautiful way for me, and the music really supports that. I have a couple of my bowls put out in case you want to have a little bit of music at any point in time. I bought all the equipment as well, so I think my sound should be way good. But we can test it and see. But it's again the music, because we are sound. Our bodies are constantly in sound. Your physical body, your heart pumps, your blood flows, your organs are doing something. When we're talking, we're making sounds, and that's why it's so important for everybody on a daily basis. See how many different kinds of there's all different kinds of words that are that help with plentiful in different ways. With cherish or love. Find lots of different words and start putting those back in your vocabulary. In all countries worldwide, they've taken away our language, not just the mask, so that your sound has a new sound to it now. But they've taken away, because in language, when we're speaking, if you speak in lots of different ways with lots of different words, you're creating new vibrations. You're constantly also increasing the context of frequency and its vibrational rate if you start using different words, because then your brain starts listening to you in a different way again as well, which music is especially, I mean, you and I both love all instruments, but we have a special love for crystal. And to me, the advantage of using the crystal bowls right now is they help people move away from fear of change. I mean, most people don't want to hear, if there's like a C word besides COVID that people don't want to hear now, it's change. So it's like the same frequency, bad word, bad word. So when you use the crystal instruments, there's no way to play that instrument the same way twice. So it's helping to move the reptilian brain away from this fear of meeting new energy, of meeting new possibilities, of being able to trust to develop into something. And so that's why I love using crystal instruments in the work I do, because it's supporting people to start using more parts of our brain hemisphere that are active and that want to be active. But this whole last like 15 months, it's, you know, the invitation is always reduce down. So sound is going to open you up for your whole portfolio, your potential again, for what it is you're here to gift yourself with, to gift your own soul development with, and also to be a gift to Mother Earth, but also Mother Earth and life wants to gift you too. So they want you to feel their love. They want you to take their love. And so for me, that's why it's so important also working like with especially the crystal instruments. They bring you into tune for the LOVELUTION, the higher spheres or creation, however you want to call it for yourself, God, whatever your feeling terminology is for things, is every single day, every single minute, second, they are giving us new opportunities. We have to stop going into the past and thinking old Atlantis, old Lemuria, old this, old that, Avalon. It's finished.
So
So
the way I feel it, we need to create a completely new world. That is the meaning of the old knowledge, not to create the same space like it was, but just to use it and to make a fusion of this old knowledge that are so available in these times with internet and computers. And also, I feel very grateful for crystals because I feel they have this power to create. As you said, they never played same twice. And also, I think they're because they are like a living beings, the crystal beings that living also in the instruments that we play. They're also always involved. They are also like this fluid energy in them, so they can move us further, not to stuck in some old energies, as you said, and bring the really not only create the field where everything is possible, also to bring and move us forward to the new dimension, to the new reality that we all don't know. And that maybe is this world change so scary because we are all stepping into the field that we don't know nothing about it. No.
Mhm. That's very true. And what's important too is that we get to create, but it's also so important for us to recognize, to acknowledge, and to take what life is offering us. Because there's also a lot of people who go into too much, I'm not quite sure how to phrase it the right way. There's sometimes a pseudo amount of activity that doesn't need to be, because it's about recognizing what we're being offered already. So it's about having the feeling whatever life and Mother Earth is offering us now, we can take it. It's enriched enough as it is. It's about being able to feel that and express that too. So
So
and I
Lisa,
think
thank
that's
you.
such a beautiful thing.
So that us, I think we put really a lot of reasons why it would be great to join the Lovelution movement, and it's we have more than half an hour already, and I know you have a
Wow.
next meeting soon. So if you will to shortly for the end to put our music from you, you're really welcome to do now if you're prepared. So just
Okay, yep,
close
I
your
would, I
eyes,
would
put
love to
your
share.
intentions, and we'll see you in 25th of May on in the group.
I'm looking forward to that too. So I'll just give you a little bit. I hope everything is sounding good. Let me just get one of my, my bigger balls because it's really immense. So I think because Levolution has a lot to do with this frequency that I'll start with a little bit of this energy first with the Venus. And this is to ground everybody for the rest of your Friday. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for being you. Thank you for joining me today, and hope we meet soon. And I wish you a really successful and blissful end of the week. this Friday and all weekend. So we keep in touch and see you 25th of May. Bye bye.
Sounds really cool. Looking forward to it. Love you very much. And thank you
Love
for
you
all of
too.
the amazing, amazing, amazing things and people you are bringing together. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me today.
Thank
Bye.
you for everything. Bye bye. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.